The last step of the Panchakalakriya is Yoga Dhyana. And from a contemporary sense, it's about making the body-mind connection or yoga as part of the late evening discipline. It is a simple practice for a few minutes before going to bed at night. And for individuals who usually have a disturbed sleep pattern due to excessive dreams, this last step is particularly useful, so don't miss it. Before I go further into Yoga Dhyana, let me take a couple of minutes and summarize our journey so far. We started off with a simple morning spiritual discipline. This you execute when you wake up. I gave you 5 ways for this wake-up ritual. You can either perform one or all the 5. This wake-up ritual is called Abhigamana and should hardly take you a few minutes at the most when you wake up. Then we discussed the prep for worship, mental cleansing as well as physical cleansing. I give you 3 ways to do that. This step is called Upadana and again performed in the morning. Then we moved on to the actual worship itself called Ijya. Again, I gave you 5 ways of that. The worship we were referring to in Ijya was primarily a worship to an external image or a deity representing all of divinity. Ijya is part of your morning ritual. The 3 steps of Abhigamana, Upadana and Ijya in total should take probably no more than 10 to 15 minutes each morning. Then came the aspect of spiritual learning or Swadhyaya. I covered this at length and also went deeper into the meaning of spirituality and divine. I've given a link to that video in the description below. My recommendation is to allocate 30 minutes during each day for reading or listening of spiritual insights and developing your spiritual muscle. To sum up, the morning ritual is Abhigamana, Upadana and Ijya. Swadhyaya can be done at any time of the day. And now we come to the last step of the Panchakalakriya or Yoga Dhyana. It's a simple practice for a few minutes before going to bed at night. In other words, it's part of an evening ritual. You may also want to include Ijya or worship as part of your evening ritual, meaning a few minutes of contemplated, focused worship through Ijya and then Yoga Dhyana before going to bed. Hope I'm clear with this approach. If you have any questions, please do post them in the comments and I will respond to them. When we speak of Yoga Dhyana, there are 2 ways of practicing body-mind connection. The first way emphasizes grace. It's all about grace. Lying down on the bed, in an inner voice, acknowledge or contemplate that the waking, dreaming, and deep sleep state is through the grace of the divine. Acknowledge the overall divinity and its role by remembering a favorite deity of yours, or just chant the phrase Om or Om Tat Sat. Another powerful mechanism is to be silent and bring focus for a few seconds with your eyes closed to the middle of your eyebrows. That helps communicate grace and acknowledge grace. The second way is an explicit act of gratitude, recognizing all the parts of the body. While spirituality is about deeper soul or Atman, as I covered in the Swadhyaya video, we need to recognize though that without this body, there would not be a way for us to derive the bliss of spirituality. Hence, we could take a few minutes and diligently with intent express gratitude to every part of the body. How do you do it? Lie on your back and start with the right side of the body. Bring your inner focus to each part of the body in a clockwise moment. Become aware of your right leg, starting from the feet, the thighs, the right side of your abdomen, the right hand, and so on. And then bring focus to your chest, the neck, the head, and then go down through the left side of your body. As you focus on each part of the body, have a smooth rhythm of inhaling and exhaling. The key is not to exert any effort or stress. You can supplement the focus at each part of the body through a simple utterance of thank you or chanting Om. This can be in an inner voice. Most likely, even before you go from the right to the left side of the body, you may fall asleep. That is normal, and it only proves that a relaxed body-mind puts you in a deep sleep state. In a deep sleep, there is nothing but only the real you left behind. Many have made yoga dhyana a complex process. Unnecessary rituals and routines are associated. Keep it simple through these two ways of grace and gratitude. Bring awareness to the front and stay in a state of being and not doing. The Panchakalakriya is aimed at strengthening your spiritual muscle or dispelling ignorance and be the seeker of truth. As Krishna says in chapter 2, verse 69, what others consider as a normal day is night of ignorance for the spiritual seeker. And what all other creatures see as night is day for the spiritual seeker. Meaning, the spiritual seeker breaks through darkness of the ignorant and sees through the daylight of knowledge. I know it's a deeply philosophical statement and you may want to listen and re-listen. But even if you don't comprehend the meaning for now, do not worry. As you continue on your spiritual journey, you will not only understand the meaning but actually start experiencing it. There in front of you, you have the entire Panchakalakriya, a simple but powerful and effective spiritual routine that incorporates ritual, tradition, and worship. It drives your body-mind connection and connects you to divine or spirit. The whole process should not take much time on a daily basis, and once you become good at it, the entire 5 steps become part of your DNA. There's no reason for delay and hope you get started right away. I want each one of you to know that spirituality at its core is your default nature. Each one of us wants to overcome unhappiness and suffering. We want to be at peace. And we want this body and mind to be connected and for the body to work on our behalf. The Panchakalakriya is exactly suited for this purpose of helping you elevate on the spiritual journey and have a wonderful life of peace where you get to experience equanimity and hopefully through that overcome unhappiness and suffering. Stay blessed. I'll talk to you soon.